So obviously you're at Circle just now, which is really cool. And we'll get on to Circle, but actually I wanted to know a little bit more about what you were doing before Circle. You started something called Making Jam, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes. So
yeah,
in a previous chapter of my life, I was a product manager based in London, working for different early stage startups. And in my first year on the job, I had a lot of imposter syndrome, wondering like, am I doing the right thing? How do other people build product out there? And so I
yeah.
created a conference called Jam, Making Jam. This conference was all about sharing kind of the stories behind great products, and then it kind of evolved into becoming my main thing, my main business, because every year it grew up until the point where it became a community. We had different events, one in Barcelona,
That's
one in
really cool.
London. We had a retreat for CPOs, and then that
Wow.
became a community for product people that I was able to run remotely for many years and focus on that full time after being a product manager for a few years in London. So
That's really,
yeah.
really cool. Okay. Well, one really silly question first. Did anyone ever make you some jam and bring it along to any of the meetups?
That's a good question. We were serving jam. We were like one of our main differentiators in the world of conferences at the time, 2014, 2015, was that we wanted amazing food at our events. So we had,
Yeah.
great coffee, great jam, great croissant, and, being
Nice.
French, it was very important for me. My
Very
co-founder was
important.
Belgian. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Cool. So like how did you start off working on Making Jam thinking it would become this kind of big thing with, multiple conferences and retreats? Like how did that snowball? What was the plan when you started out?
Great question. The plan was just to create an event to kind of like solve my own challenges or to meet others who were facing similar challenges as a product person, new team lead. So no, I had no idea this would become a business, a conference series that I would be able to live off of it and travel the world doing it. Yeah, in the early days, it was just a side project. It was just something that I just wanted to do because it was also fun. It was, I wanted to meet other people, yeah, doing the same role and building products in London, and not knowing that it would become this international like community for product people. Um,
Yeah.
it's funny
Wow.
how when you
That's
start
really cool.
something, you never know, you never have a full plan, right? It's just like you want to maybe scratch
Yeah.
an itch or do something for yourself a little bit, specifically if it's a side project. And I find it beautiful how, you know, uh, sometimes things can evolve into businesses or projects that you had no idea that you didn't really expect, right?
Yeah,
So that's what
definitely.
happened
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, I mean it's a great example of people doing something that they enjoy and they love. And then if that can be turned into something you can monetize, I mean, amazing, and then suddenly you're doing something that you love doing every day. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
After
really
a
cool.
few years of doing the conference again as a side project, I was just like, maybe I should do this full time. Like, this is kind of now worthwhile doing this full time. At the time it was matching
Yeah.
my full time like salary as a PM, and I was like, maybe I should stop here
Hmm.
and focus on that, and I'll have to go to
Yeah,
an office
yeah,
every day. And.
yeah. Was that scary making that decision, even though you were
Um,
making similar amount of money?
yes and no. I think, yeah. I mean, at first I was pretty. It was a bit of like a transition that was a little bit like smooth because then I did a bit of freelance work as well. So not so scary, but I have to say, after the first year of doing this full time, I did wonder like, was that the right decision? Like, am I shooting myself
Mm,
in the foot with my product management career? Like, I had this bit of a identity crisis of like who I am now. Am I just a founder? Am I a founder of a conference series? Am I a creator? So I had a bit of
mm,
of a moment where I was just like, but you can always go back, right? Like with what you've learned.
yeah,
If I wanted to become a PM again, I could do that. Now I work in community, and we can maybe talk a bit about that, how making jam kind of in a way led me to my job at Circle right now. But I did have a moment that maybe like 6 months of self-doubt and asking myself,
yeah,
did I just turn away from a career and product that could have been
yeah,
really successful and meaningful and all of that. So
yeah.
um
Well, I'm willing to bet that
going way
that
back.
probably helped a lot in getting your job at Circle, right? That experience of having ran this big organization, well, not big organization, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
reasonably big organization with all these people in that industry. How did that lead on to that next role?
Yeah, so actually I used to be a Circle customer because when COVID happened, right? Like a business, an event business like Making Jam wasn't able to. We had to pivot, right? And so we pivoted to we could no longer run in-person events, so we pivoted to kind of gathering our members, our attendees online with a membership model. And so at the time, there was this little tool that was in beta called Circle that was out there that I had used in other contexts, and I was like, let me just try it out. And I just fell in love with the product. I was just like, wow, this is everything I need to build, to transition to like a membership model. Yeah, and then it was just it was a bit of the end of a chapter for me with Jam, and like all those years running the community, the conferences, and so then kind of being able to join an early stage company, working on really cool products, but also kind of like working on helping people who are creators, community builders, oftentimes solo community builders, helping them solve some of the challenges that I had building that community-led business. Making Jam was really really exciting to me. So
yeah.
was that your question? Your question was like, how did I? Yeah. So I was a customer and then joined the Circle team full time as one of the earlier employees.
Yeah.
We were just 10 people at the time. It was different. Now we're about 200.
Really?
The
Wow.
company has
That's
changed
such
a lot. Yeah.
That's a wonderful way to start a new job, though, already as a kind of advocate, having been a customer. That's
Yeah,
must be
100%.
valuable for Circle.
Yeah, and after me, there were many people that we hired on the design, engineering side, marketing even, who actually were either customers, had their own communities already, or were members of other communities, like course communities, membership communities. And so it does really help to know what it takes to build, like to gather people authentically online, to deliver value online, to use like a product in a way that is going to really help people like achieve something together in a world where there's also like Zoom fatigue and people are tired of just being, behind a screen all day. So how do you just help build community in a very authentic way? And I think it helps to be part of a community or having built your own community to then, be on the other side
For
and work
sure.
for the platform for sure.